Vanessa Warwick welcoming you to Property Tribes TV, and Property Tribes TV is all about sharing great information and great people. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Philip Calvert of IFA Life. Welcome, Philip.
Hi, Vanessa.
Welcome. We're going to talk about your amazing community that you founded. Tell us a little bit about your community.
Well, we've got a community of 6,000 financial advisors, IFAs and mortgage brokers and financial planners, and they use the site on a daily basis to network, to share best practice, exchange ideas, get marketing tips, read the news, find articles, but most importantly to give help and support to one another. That's the key to it.
Fantastic. And how has that community developed over the years that you've been running it?
Well, it started life, my background was in financial services. I went self-employed in 2004 and I was looking for new ways to find financial advisors and to basically offer them marketing services. I started life using another social networking site, the Academy social networking site, where I found just half a dozen IFAs that were on there, and I built a group which they could use to do the same sort of thing, network, share best practice, exchange ideas, and yes, promote their services to anyone who needed their services. Mm-hmm. And it just basically grew and grew, and it was about early 2008 that somebody said, this whole social networking wave needs to be ridden, and we need to build our own site in its own right. And we've done that, and we've now got 6,000 IFAs using the site regularly.
That's brilliant, because social media, it's very much about sharing great information, but also sharing great people and allowing people to connect with each other, so they can do that via your site.
Yeah, we were quite surprised that we thought that when IFAs came into the Academy social networking, we thought they would find the marketing aspects of that the most beneficial. Mm-hmm. But when we asked them what real benefit, what's the biggest benefit that you get out of being in this group of IFAs, without exception, they all said the ability to network with each other. Because with the best will in the world, unless you're working for a big IFA firm, you're probably working in a small office with a small number of people. You won't tend to meet too many other IFAs all that often, except at industry events and conferences and so on. And all of a sudden, here's this ability to network in real time, online, with people who are at the other end of the country, and in many cases, the other end of the world. We've now got IFAs from 13 countries represented on the site. So there's genuine sharing of best practice right across the world.
And we're actually in very kind of interesting times for the financial services world. Yeah. What's the biggest issue that your members are concerned about?
Well, I think the biggest issue has got to be trust. I think anybody who deals with other people's money is under the spotlight right now. Whether you're a banker, whether you're a lender, whether you're a financial advisor, a fund manager, whatever you do, if you deal with other people's money, you're under the spotlight right now. And the whole financial services industry is going through a period where it's got to rebuild trust. Now, the regulator can enforce that by putting in place a regulatory regime that will require people to reach certain professional standards. For example, one of the biggest issues for IFAs right now is the fact that it looks like they're going to have to charge fees for their services rather than take a commission when they've sold a product on behalf of an insurance company or an investment house. So trust and moving to a fee basis are the really big issues right now.
And it's interesting because Nick and I have always said that by creating a long tail of contribution online, people can actually get the measure of you and just fit together a jigsaw puzzle almost of what you're really like as an individual and whether you are trustworthy and ethical. So by contributing to the social web, this is one way that IFAs can actually build trust.
Yeah, there are some really good examples of this. I think you have to bear in mind that if anybody wants any information on financial matters today, the first place they go is the internet.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah, and a lot of people will say, oh no, they don't. Let me give you an example. A third of all IFAs don't have a website. And when you ask those IFAs, why don't you have a website, just out of interest, most of them will tell you, they'll say, well, because my clients are in their 70s or they're in their 80s and therefore they're not interested in the internet. Where they get this idea from, I have no idea. I guess there is a perception that's hung on for quite a long time now, that once you reach a certain age, you're not interested in technology. And we all know that is simply not the case.
I think, I was going to say, I think the world's oldest blogger is 93.
That's fantastic. So all consumers go to the internet now for information on financial matters. They can find that information, they can ignore it, they can act on it, they can get a second opinion on it, they can do what they want with it. But if they're looking for a financial advisor and the financial advisor simply isn't on the web, well, they're not going to find you in the first place, let alone get to know you and get a sense of who you are. And this is really the way the web is working now, and I think that anybody who deals with money now, if they are looking for a way to rebuild the perception of trust, if nothing else, then they've got to contribute and they've got to add value and they've got to help people out. And the more people add value and contribute on the web, building up their social capital, for want of a better expression, then the more likely it is that people can say, I like the look of you, I like what you're saying about that, you appear to know what you're talking about, perhaps I'll give you a ring in a good old-fashioned way.
Indeed, and just very quickly, there's a chap that you mentioned to me that's really embraced this. Why has he done so well?
Yeah, our social media IFA of the year is a guy called Pete Matthew.
Yes.
Works for a company called Jackson's Financial Services down in Penzance, and he's got his own YouTube channel called meaningfulmoney.tv, and he's put up, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of short, sharp little videos on his YouTube channel of him standing in a field, standing in a lay-by, standing on a beach, all beautiful parts of Cornwall, where he just says, hi, it's Pete here today, and today we're going to give you 10 tips on how to save money. Today we'll show you how you can boost your savings. Today we'll tell you what a buy-to-let mortgage is. Today we'll do this, today we'll... And people watch this, and it's financial education. He's not selling these. He's just showing people. He looks like a nice guy, he appears to know what he's talking about. People say, I like the look of you, I'll give you a ring.
Fantastic. So just to finish, I think there's a great synergy between our two communities, because you've got the IFA community, we've got the landlord and investor community, and also IFAs. So I think we should encourage our respective communities to check each other out, don't you think?
I absolutely agree. I think the more sharing there is, the better for everybody, for everybody's professional development as much as anything else. What they can learn from each other, and that's what the internet's all about. Absolutely,
totally agree. So if you'd like to go and check out IFA Life Community, it's free to join.
It is.
It's visible, you don't have to sign in to have a look. Go and have a look at what Philip's community are up to, and if Philip's community are watching this, you're very, very welcome to come and join us over on Property Tribes and help us work out what are the best ways to go with our finances, our pensions, and you cover all those aspects, don't you? Yeah. But it's been very interesting talking to you, Philip, and congratulations on creating your vibrant community and providing a place where everybody can go and chat together and learn and grow as individuals, because that's what this is all about. And I hope we can talk to you again soon.
Yeah, we'd like
That's Philip Calvert. You can find him on Twitter at IFA Life, and go and check out Philip's community. Thank you very much for watching Property Tribes TV. I hope you've enjoyed this interview.